As best we can tell, Donald Trump is running for president again in 2024. He is attacking, at least behind the scenes in Mar-a-Lago, any Republican who is even considering running for 2024 because, they haven't checked with him first. But if Donald Trump does decide to run again, which again, he's all but made the announcement, Howard Stern, radio icon, shock jock Howard Stern, says that he may have to run against Donald Trump if he decides to run again in 2024. During a recent episode of the Howard Stern Show, this is what happened. Robin Quivers said, if Trump decides to run again, you have to run against him. Stern said, I know, I'll beat his ass. Quivers replied, we can't leave it to the Democrats. And Stern says, I would just sit there and play that clip of him trying to fix the election over and over again. There's no way I'd lose. Hate to tell you this, Howard, but no, that is in fact not a winning strategy. Democrats tried to run on the anti-Trump ticket in the recent Virginia election and did not go well for them. So no, you got to come with a little more than that. But at the same time, how do you defeat a blowhard with such a massive following? And the answer might be staring us right in the face. You fight fire with fire. Not saying that I want Howard Stern to be the president of the United States. Would he be better than Trump? Sure, absolutely. I mean, you could put a potato in the Oval Office and that's going to be better than Trump. But, hear me out. I do think you've got to have somebody that can match that. Trump, in my opinion, is crazy. And he attracts the crazies. And he says the crazy things. He says the outlandish things. And he goes on the attack relentlessly. One of the best ways to counter that is to fight fire with fire. And that is exactly what somebody like Howard Stern would do. So again, while I do not think that Howard Stern should run for president, I do think that the Democrats probably need to listen to him. Maybe take a page out of his playbook. Maybe start paying attention to all of these other people out there who are telling you, Democrats, you don't have a clue what you're doing. And you're not very good at this whole messaging thing. You're not very good at countering attacks. So this could be the blueprint. Now, I also believe that Howard Stern was not being serious here. I do not think that Howard Stern is legitimately considering running for president. Now, if this were the late 90s, early 2000s, kind of at the peak of his popularity, maybe. But today, I just don't see that happening. But maybe it should. If we're going to have inexperienced people being president, maybe at least have one that's not as horrible as Donald Trump, I guess. But in all seriousness, that is kind of what we need. And I know it sounds weird to say that because I am not in favor of celebrities running for office, unless they're starting at the ground up. Run for Congress, run for a local election, run for a state election, then work your way up to the top. But if the Democrats want to have any chance of beating Donald Trump in 2024, they're going to have a fighter. Joe Biden's fighting days are behind him. We have to be honest about that. Kamala Harris, the public can't stand her. Her approval ratings are terrible. Pete Buttigieg performed horribly in the Democratic primaries. Democratic voters did not want him in office. Bernie Sanders is going to be far too old. Members of the squad are still considered far too young. So what's the answer? Maybe Katie Porter. Maybe Jeff Merkley. I'm in favor of those two running. But I also think they do need to take a page out of Stern's playbook. Because if you're going up against somebody who's just going to throw every attack possible at you, we want a candidate that's going to do the same to them.